Coming up on 60 Minutes.
Women are only ever been sex workers. That's all women have ever done.
The so-called king of toxic masculinity.
It bears so many hallmarks of a cult.
Andrew Tate says awful things about women.
Basically worked for free. They worked for my love and attention.
Very scary.
So why do millions of young men believe him?
Year 11, I was looking for something to cling on to.
He became your role model.
Absolutely.
That's next on 60 Minutes.
Most people would rail against being called a misogynist, but not Andrew Tate. Not only does he embrace the label, he actively promotes his hateful views about women to his millions of social media followers. Hard as it is to fathom, Tate is in the business of monetizing misogyny, and it's made him rich beyond belief. His success is born from the fact he's tapped into a very impressionable constituency. Young men, including thousands from Australia, who've fallen under the spell of this very toxic icon. And a warning, this story, reported by Nine's Christina Hearn, is confronting and includes frequent coarse language.
The abusing women shit's all a lie. Abusing Hegarty, 100% guilty. Put me in jail.
You might ask yourself, how could anyone possibly get away with this?
And before you call me a misogynist, by the way, this is all female doing.
38-year-old Andrew Tate's opinions are vile, violent, and very challenging.
Bang out the machete, boom in her face, and grip her up by the neck. What's up, bitch?
But far from being repulsed, his millions of followers, mostly made up of adolescent boys and young men, revere him as a hero.
Because women can't fucking drive. I told you. I fucking told you.
Girls can't drive. Women can't drive. Girls can't drive. How are women allowed to drive?
On social media, Tate's life in the fast lane, his partying ways, the private jets and expensive cars, is mixed in with frequent repugnant comments about women. He thinks it's funny, but it's no joke.
I don't give a shit about having sex with beautiful women. I fuck them so they listen to me, so I can get what I actually want. It's a means to an end.
While Tate's online presence is slick, not so Nathan Livingston's.
For the past 2 years, I've successfully exposed Andrew Tate.
Or Nathan Pope's.
It's a pathetic and failed attempt to intimidate and silence me.
But that doesn't deter these Aussie YouTubers from their mission to expose the truth about Andrew Tate.
I think Andrew Tate is a unique evil in the world, and he's influencing a generation of younger men. That is a unique evil, I think.
I started looking at some videos and realising that they were targeting kids as young as 11 and 12 years old and recruiting them into what I ended up working out and believing was a cult environment.
All right.
G'day, g'day.
How you doing?
How we going?
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
How you doing?
Good, good.
The Nathans are a somewhat unlikely duo. In fact, this is the first time they've met each other in person, but they shouldn't be underestimated. Their campaign has already seen Andrew Tate launch legal action against them, demanding they shut up and pay him $50,000.
Why do you think Andrew Tate cares about two blokes in Australia, doing some online social media about him on the other side of the world?
He cares about us because even though we're smaller accounts, we have what he doesn't have, which is the truth. We have his own words on video, and it's undeniable when you actually show the truth and people see it.
As you'll see, finding the truth about who is Andrew Tate involves unravelling a dark web of social media posts and criminal investigations into alleged sex crimes.
Great performance by Andrew Tate.
The once professional kickboxer first gained mass attention back in 2016 when he was booted off the UK's version of Big Brother.
Due to events in the outside world, Andrew has had to leave the Big Brother house.
Far from being cancelled, Tate, with help from his younger brother Tristan, used the negative publicity to begin promoting the idea of toxic masculinity, and more specifically, that a woman is a man's property.
If I have responsibility over her, then I must have a degree of authority. You can't be responsible for a dog if it doesn't obey you.
Most people would be appalled.
When's the last time you got free pajamas? Never. Sure, fuck up.
But Tate's reputation grew online, and by 2022, he claimed he'd become the most Googled man in the world. His celebrity not only fueled his extremism, it ballooned his bank balance.
He tells these kids how weak and pathetic they are, and then the only solution to this is to give Andrew Tate $50 a month, buy his crypto, continue giving him more money. So giving Tate money is the solution to these problems.
And they will become rich and get lots of women.
They'll get lots of women, they will drive a Bugatti. So that's where all the flashy videos of Tate bragging about his wealth and women and how great he is comes into it, because he ties that into his messaging towards these kids.
Just ask any of his supporters. Andrew Tate has cleverly courted controversy to his advantage. But beneath the flashy social media facade, there are now serious allegations of assault and rape, and criminal investigations into alleged human trafficking spanning several countries.
The very first time I spoke to Andrew Tate, he told me, I'm selling the James Bond lifestyle. And that was essentially what his initial marketing ploy to these young men was. He tried to cultivate envy in them. So he would use himself as the archetype of what an exciting, manly life should be.
Filmmaker Jamie Tarzan first met Andrew Tate in 2019, when he and journalist Matt Shea embarked on a documentary about Tate's life and flew to the influencer's base in Romania. Over the next 5 years, Jamie had unprecedented access to one of the world's most divisive figures. How dangerous do you think this man is?
I think he's incredibly dangerous, not just because of the severity of what he says, but also the scale of his reach. So there's this whole generation of young men who look at Andrew Tate and go, not only is misogyny something that's acceptable, but it's also a route to becoming rich and famous.
Jamie says much of Tate's extraordinary wealth comes from the pockets of teenage boys who are deliberately targeted.
No big deal, just the biggest online school in history.
This is where you start. Inside the real world, you'll learn exactly.
Tate's pitch to them is that his lifestyle of money, flashy cars and pretty girls is something they too can attain for a price.
Feedback, step-by-step lessons, everything designed to get you earning fast.
He convinces them to sign up for what he claims are online university courses, but in reality are anything but.
Today and start making money now.
These courses are essentially human trafficking with Andrew Tate. The first course was Andrew Tate's PhD course, which stands for the Pimping Hose degree, which is essentially his recruitment course. And then the next webcam course basically teaches you how to take those women that you've acquired and then convert them into working for you in webcam and giving you all the money.
Andrew Tate is very, very unique in that, you know, he's someone who's charged with these horrific crimes, including sex trafficking and even rape. And yet he seemingly left a digital footprint going back years of hours and hours of footage of him self-snitching to these crimes.
So when you say self-snitching, you mean he's boasting about it?
He's not only boasting about it, he's literally teaching courses on how to emulate it, how to copy those same techniques for other young men to then also seemingly sex traffic women.
On their YouTube channels, Nathan Pope and Nathan Livingston have been warning the world to be wary of Andrew Tate. It's a crusade that's clearly infuriated the social media titan and his supporters.
Exposing Andrew Tate comes at a cost. Have you personally been threatened?
Oh, yes. Yes.
What are they saying?
That they're going to find me, they're going to kill me, they're going to, yeah.
You've had death threats?
Absolutely, yeah.
Death threats are intimidating, But the Nathans' resolve remains strong. They don't want women or gullible young men being exploited or taken advantage of by Andrew Tate.
You're not going to be silenced.
No, because it's the right thing to do. There's some things in life that are worth doing, even at a cost. And I truly believe this is something that is the right thing to do.
It's worth it when you hear a boy say, I'm out of it, I no longer follow Andrew Tate.
Yeah. While I keep getting those messages, and I still am on a almost daily basis, it's definitely worth it.
Look at my diamond watch, costs $1.4 million.
Coming up, escaping the spell.
This man who was buff and tall and had the success and the things that, you know, every teenage boy would want.
Of Andrew Tate.
You don't understand.
That was like a really eye-opening moment for me.
When he was a teenager in Melbourne, like millions of other boys around the world, Leeson Timms fell for the lies and the venom of social media star Andrew Tate.
Having sex with girls is all good, but how do you get them to do as you say, make you money, obey you, allow you to cheat on them in front of their face and still love you?
For me, it was year 11. COVID started, forced to kind of stop doing the things that I love doing and not being able to see the people in my life. And yeah, became chronically online, spent hours on hours every single day. It started off with this man who was buff and tall and had the success and the things that, you know, every teenage boy would want. I really felt tied to him because I was like, oh, finally someone I can look up to with a way of being, a way that I can be as a man, kind of like in a way that doesn't exist anymore.
Leeson's now 22. But growing up, he didn't have a male figure he could relate to. So when Tate's videos started popping up online, he was captivated by the influencer's flashy and seemingly fun-filled lifestyle.
I guess you'd call this a living room?
Wow. I reckon you could ask any boy in the world, is that something that's appealing, without filling in the blanks of more about his character? And it's like, I'd love to have a nice car one day. I hope I have an amazing wife one day. They're great things to look up to, but where's the people showing us the distinction between the good and the bad?
These days, Leeson's embarrassed that he was sucked into Tate's world of misogyny. But he wants to give others an insight into how easy it was for Tate to infect him with outdated views about the power men have over women.
I think it made me think I was untouchable and I couldn't make a mistake, and that I was perfect, and the women in the world will kind of just work around my way of being.
Of course, Leeson's not alone.
Look at me now! You do not control what I do in my life.
Tate's vile thinking has indoctrinated so many boys worldwide, it even became the plot of hit Netflix drama Adolescence, where a boy is driven to murder a girl because of toxic masculine culture.
No, I don't know what that is. What is it?
It's the involuntary celibate stuff. It's the Andrew Tate shite.
The damage Andrew Tate has inflicted on young men like Leeson is well known to Daniel Hannequin. He's been a high school teacher in Melbourne for 17 years and says Tate's influence in the classroom became very apparent after the COVID lockdowns.
Once they returned to school, they started, just quoting Andrew Tate all the time. And then especially online, we could see, the words that they were saying, like, oh, Jack is a simp. And we were like, what's he talking about? Where does he get this from? We would ask the kids and they said, yeah, it's from Andrew Tate. It's what he's been saying. And so then we researched it more and we saw that simp means a boy that respects girls. So say if a boy and a girl are getting along, they would get bullied and called a simp, for no reason.
While the girls weren't watching Andrew Tate's content, Daniel noticed they were clearly affected by it. He says they were subjected to so much degrading chatter, they became desensitised to it.
Now they sort of see it as that they're joking, or they see it as kind of just the way it is now.
I mean, as a teacher, that must really worry you.
Yeah, it's really, really hard, and it's another challenge for us to try to resolve and sort of teach girls that this kind of behaviour is wrong.
The women in your life care about you, but don't listen to their advice because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't know anything.
As Andrew Tate is now being investigated for trafficking and rape, Daniel hopes the boys he teaches will unfollow and hopefully forget the influencer. But Jamie Tarzan, who spent months with Tate while filming a documentary about him, is not so hopeful Tate's popularity will wane.
The number one thing you're taught as an Andrew Tate fan is don't trust civil society, don't trust journalists, don't trust politicians, don't trust the police, they're all lying to you. So when someone like the BBC or Vice or 60 Minutes come out and say something about Andrew Tate, making allegations against him, for his followers, all that really does is double down in their view that Andrew Tate is right, because Andrew Tate's told them, the media are liars and they're gonna lie about me. They're going to lie about me. So then when we publish stuff about them, whatever we publish, his followers immediately think it's a lie because that's the world he's created in their heads.
Luckily for Leeson Timms, he managed to break free from Andrew Tate's spell.
For a lot of the boys, it's their first time hearing that.
He now works with the Man Cave organisation, educating students about healthy masculinity.
My personal experience has led me to where I can walk into a room of teenage boys and understand them. Because everything in my body at times wants to call them out and tell them what they're doing, what they've said is wrong or hurtful. But yeah, from my personal experience, I know that they need curiosity and they need compassion. It's something that they're missing. Boys can't be what they can't see. So if they don't have the right people in front of them, how are they supposed to act? Of course they're going to act out. I did.
Pimp, mafia-associated criminal.
Coming up, fighting for justice, the women who say they've been abused by Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan wear arrogance and defiance like a badge of honour. Despite serious allegations of sex crimes against both of them, they maintain they've done nothing wrong.
We've yet to be convicted of any crime in our lives ever. We have no criminal record anywhere on the planet ever.
American model Bree Stern says otherwise. She had a long-distance relationship with Andrew Tate that began last year. It ended in March this year, when what she thought was going to be a romantic evening at a hotel in Los Angeles turned violent. Her lawyer, Tony Busby, says Bree suffered unimaginable abuse.
They were in a relationship for about 10 months. It was a very close relationship that we allege in our claim grew more violent over time and more aggressive, where it culminated in March of 2025 this year at the Beverly Hills Hotel, where she says that Andrew Tate choked her and beat her to the point where she was bruised, and she knew this was progressively getting worse.
Text messages between Bree and Andrew show the alleged violent nature of their relationship.
You need to be hit.
Why? I don't like it. What did I do?
You deserve it. Because I want to beat the fuck out of you. You will give me a child this year, bitch.
Why do you want to beat me? It's 12:30 a.m. I'm in the room. I sleep soon.
What's the point in having you if I don't beat you and impregnate you? You should be thankful.
In another text message, Tate alleges that he enjoys beating Bree because he found it relaxing. I mean, Nasty doesn't even begin to cover something like that.
They're shocking. It's hard to imagine someone would send that to someone and then a few texts later tell them how much they love them.
Bree is the first woman to publicly identify herself as an alleged victim of Andrew Tate. But she's not the only one making accusations. There are multiple lawsuits and criminal investigations running across the UK, US and Romania. some of which allege widespread abuse and human trafficking at the hands of Andrew and Tristan Tate.
They're very classic sex traffickers, in my opinion. I don't think they're unusual in their methods and what they did and how they did it. I think the only real thing that's unusual about them is that they bragged about it so much.
Danny Pinter is an attorney with the United States National Centre on Sexual Exploitation. In 2022, her client, known as Jane Doe, flew to Romania, thinking she'd be travelling around Europe with her boyfriend, Tristan Tate. Instead, she found herself in the middle of an alleged sex trafficking operation. When she got to Romania, what happened?
When she got there, she was quickly moved into a house with other women who appeared to all be working in webcam pornography, and she witnessed a lot of women in this house, you know, surrounded by sex toys, going into their rooms ostensibly to perform on webcam for many hours at a time, late into the night. They didn't seem happy in her opinion. They didn't seem healthy in her opinion. They all seemed to be in romantic relationships with the brothers, which seemed odd. And there was this restriction of movement of all the women.
Frightened and alone in a foreign country, Jane Doe raised the alarm and police raided the Tate compound. The brothers were taken into custody and eventually charged with trafficking and other offences. But frustratingly, justice moves slowly in Romania. No one knows when or if the case will go to trial. Filmmaker Jamie Tarzan says this legal hurdle is having little effect on Andrew Tate's influence over his young followers.
I think for some of his key fans, there's probably nothing that you can do. Even a successful criminal conviction would just have them believing that he's been falsely imprisoned, and it's quite common for human trafficking and sexual assault cases to take a long period of time. But what it allows Andrew Tate to do is sow this idea that it's a rubbish case, right? If they had an argument to make, I'd be in prison already, but I'm not. That's what he always says. So it really allows him to create himself as a kind of martyr if things don't go his way.
But even if things do go the Tate brothers' way in Romania, they still face extradition to the United Kingdom on a further 21 criminal charges. The Tates say they're innocent of all allegations, and remarkably, that they're in fact the victims of women making false claims. Women like Jane Doe, who's being sued for defamation by the Tates, despite never speaking with the media.
Hi, guys.
She's been harassed, she's facing a smear campaign, she's been living in hiding for years, and she's defending against these lawsuits. And she could have crumbled, which I think they thought she would, but she isn't. She's sticking to her testimony because she knows it's true.
Bree Stern is also not backing down. While Andrew Tate will not face criminal charges for his alleged attack on Bree, she's pursuing civil action against him. And her lawyer, Tony Busby, says this is a fight they can win.
He has a big following. He pals around with certain celebrities. He claims to be friends with certain people in the government. But we'll push through that because at the end of the day, I believe in Bree.
But it must be hard to come up against someone who does have these friends in high places.
I would suggest it's going to be hard for him to come up against us because truth is very strong.
Back in Australia, YouTubers Nathan Livingston and Nathan Pope are also empowered by the truth. They're proud of their work exposing Andrew Tate's misogyny and say, despite his legal threats, they won't be cowed.
Fuck you.
Even if we stop posting, even if we close our accounts, I don't think he would withdraw the case because I think we've done that much damage to him by revealing the truth and completely dismantling his lies.
For me, this lawsuit isn't about us, it's about the women that they allegedly have hurt and all the young men and young boys that they've allegedly hurt as well. So being scared off and silence isn't an option for me.
We sent questions to Andrew Tate, but received no response. If this story has raised issues, 24-hour help is available. Call 1-800-RESPECT, which is 1-800-737-732. Hello, I'm Amelia Adams. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minute segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.